Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, get ready, because today we're not just scratching the surface. We're diving deep into one of the most uncomfortable, politically radioactive, but absolutely necessary conversations in South Africa. So make sure you watch this all the way through, because what you're about to hear... So, KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi took the stage at an anti-crime summit in August 2024 and said the quiet part out loud, with cameras rolling, with politicians nodding, with every excuse maker suddenly trying not to breathe too loudly. Because what he said was this: in just one district of KZN, 40% of the province's crime comes from there. Not 40. Nearly half the chaos, the killings, the hijackings, the home invasions concentrated in a single broken, bleeding part of the province. And guess what? No one was shocked. Everyone just nodded, like it's completely normal to have that level of decay in a democracy. But it didn't stop there. He went on, and this is where the air got sucked out of the room, to say the stats show a serious problem with his words. Not a TikTok hot take, not a blog post from a frustrated farmer. No, the police commissioner. He said that of the 60,000 people aged 16 to 25 arrested in the last 5 years, over 57,000 were young. That's not a disparity, that's a chasm. That's not a trend, that's a crisis. Now get ready to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
Our perpetrators, Premier, we felt we must put this light so that we can identify what is our problem, because we need to analyze what is the problem. The problem we have, you forgive me on this, but this is not me talking, these are the stats. We have a problem with the black man in South Africa. We have a serious problem. What you see here, we put the colors, the races of perpetrators that we've arrested. All the green, as you can see, almost everything is green here, which means almost everything is black that is committing crime. Out of total of 60,000 cases, criminals that were arrested between the age of 16 and 25 years old, 16 and 25 years old, we arrested 60,000 criminals in this past financial year, in this period of 5 years, I beg your pardon, not in financial year, this 5-year period that we are counting. Out of this number, 57,691 of them were black men. Out of 60,000, 57,000 of them are black men that we've arrested between the age of 16 and 25.
And yet, here's where the hypocrisy gets rich. If a white South African dares to whisper these numbers, they're a racist, a dinosaur, a remnant of the past. Because in the Rainbow Nation, facts are only welcome when they're politically convenient. But heaven forbid a white South African points out the truth. Suddenly they're the threat. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what it feels like to be part of a minority that's told to check their privilege while locking steel gates at 5 p.m. Let's talk about living in a country where they're expected to apologize for a history they didn't write, while simultaneously living in fear that their child might not make it home from school because a group of lost boys are turning to crime, and they're not allowed to say a word about it. Let's talk about a government that demands transformation in every sector, except crime. No equity targets when it comes to perpetrators. No diversity quotas for hijackers. No racial balancing when it comes to murderers, rapists, and house robbers. Suddenly, it's just statistics, and they're expected to accept that 96% of young criminals arrested in a 5-year span happen to be black males, and that pointing this out makes them the problem. And while we're here, can we acknowledge the elephant in the room? The white minority in South Africa, about 7.3% of the population, has become the national scapegoat for everything wrong in this country. But let's look at the facts. They're not the ones burning trains. They're not the ones looting malls. They're not the ones being arrested by the tens of thousands. They pay taxes, the lion's share in fact. They run businesses, they hire, they educate, they build, and in return, They're vilified in the media, marginalized in the job market, and told to sit down and shut up when crime statistics make people uncomfortable. It's not just unfair, it's insulting. Because while the country spirals, they're expected to keep pretend that everything is fine, pretend that race-based policies are restorative justice, pretend that affirmative action hasn't become a blank check for mediocrity and cronyism, pretend that they don't see the rot, pretend that they haven't watched once functional institutions become hollowed out because competence took a backseat to color. And yes, they know that poverty and inequality are drivers of crime. They know the legacy of apartheid was brutal. They know all of it. But at what point do they stop using history as a crutch and start holding individuals, regardless of race, accountable for their actions? At what point do they stop saying, "but apartheid," and start saying, "enough is enough"? If the roles were reversed, if 57,000 young white men had been arrested out of 60,000, can you even imagine the national outcry, the marches, the commissions, the media frenzy? And yet, here they are, with that exact number flipped, and the response is silence, or worse, excuses. Let's call it what it is: selective outrage. And white South Africans are tired of it. White South Africans aren't asking for special treatment. They're asking for the same thing every decent citizen wants: safety, fairness, dignity, a future. But in 2025, even that feels like too much to ask. So if this resonates with you, if you're one of the many who've been gaslit, sidelined, or simply too afraid to say what you know is true, then here's what you can do. Join the channel membership, because building a platform that speaks truth to power needs support. Drop a super thanks. If this content matters to you, help us keep the lights on. Let the ads run. Just 30 seconds makes a big difference. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment, because the algorithm doesn't reward silence. Their voice matters. Let's help amplify it. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.